already sleeping. So it's probably like 3 in the morning. My aunt, my other cousin, my sister, my older sister, they're all chatting it up. They're saying stories, not scary stories at all. They're, you know, they're just talking, storytelling. My aunt is the best storytime teller, so they were having a good time. Real quick, let me describe to you where my sister and my cousin mi tia were at. They were at, not in the main house, they were in the back house. They were in the little, it was like a back room, so it was like a courtyard. They had like a main house, courtyard, and then there was a room here in the back, and they were here in the back. So they were not near like the main street, but from the back room they were able to hear that there is borrachos outside. There was these drunk people, you know, having fun outside. Like I said, it's 3 in the morning. They're just having fun, chatting. Then they hear someone weeping, someone crying, saying, "Ay, mis hijos." Yes, like that, like that. At this point they heard it a little distance away. It was a little bit like in the end of the street. They didn't hear it close, let's just say that. When they heard the first cries, they honestly thought that it was those borrachos in the front yard, in the streets, you know, just messing around, until they heard those same cries, "Ay, mis hijos," in the courtyard. This is the main house, this is the courtyard, and this is the back room. They heard it right here. They heard it like practically next to the window. They heard those cries next to the window. So it was now very loud. You can hear those cries right outside. I get goosebumps when we talk about it, because I could only imagine you hear La Llorona down the block, and then you hear her next to your door, next to your window. Like, I could not. Supposedly what they say about La Llorona is when you hear her far away, that means she's very close, and when you hear her close, that means she's far away. I don't know if that's true, but that La Llorona, it's legit. La leyenda is legit. It's legit. My sister heard it. She didn't lie. She's not gonna lie. My aunt heard it. My sister, she was passed out. She didn't even know what hit her. It's true. Like, it's legit. I don't want to hear her. Thank you, but no thank you. Like, I don't. Like, I'll pass on that, you know? I'm good. Also, I do want to mention that los borrachos that were outside partying it up, you know, having a good old time, they were no longer there when they heard her crying in the courtyard area. They were no longer there. They went inside. I don't know what they saw. Maybe they saw something, but that they heard it because they were no longer there. It was silence in the block. That's eerie. That's so creepy. Okay, so this story takes place in Mexico too, in Guadalajara, but this time it is at my grandma's house. My grandma's house just gives me the damn creeps. I don't think it's very welcoming. It has a very cold ambiente, like vibe. Like, I don't know why. Maybe I think it's the layout of the house, especially the second and the third level of the house. My grandma has a azotea, which means, like, I'll insert a picture here what that means. Well, that area when I was little was fun until the night. You were no longer there. You knew when that sun was going down, you were not there. No. And if someone wants you to go up there, no, you're not going alone by yourself. My grandma has a lot of things in that third level, in the azotea level, and one thing that she has upstairs is a rocking chair. That rocking chair used to be my great grandma's. She passed away, so my grandma kept it. So everyone's sleeping, and we hear someone jump over to my grandma's azotea, so my grandma's roof. We hear untas, like 3 steps, 1, 2, 3 steps, and then we hear like the rocking chair. We hear the rocking chair like arrastrándose, like someone's dragging the rocking chair. And this rocking chair is metal rocking chair, so it's a distinct sound. It's a distinct sound, okay? Right when we heard the sound, my grandpa went upstairs to go check what that sound was up in la azotea, and there was nothing. There was absolutely no one, nothing, no one. We had heard one bang, like someone landed on the roof, on the azotea. Then we heard the 3 walking, like the 3 running steps, like and it stopped. So that person, it had to be there. We only heard those steps and it just stopped. So where was this person? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that's what happened. And we were all spooked out because we heard someone rastrar the chair. Like, rocking chairs are universally creepy, so that it just had to happen, of course, right? It had to happen. But in that same trip that we were there, something else happened. It was the day we were going to leave. We were coming back to the house, so to the United States. Legit, the last night we were there. We usually leave in the madrugada. Well, yeah, it was before, like a couple hours before we left. Something happened. Well, let me explain. So the night before, this is what I remember. This is my memory. People, like, we don't remember because this happened a while back. This happened maybe 2008. So what I remember is that the night before we were going to leave, there was a thunderstorm, and that resulted in all the power to go out from the street. So because of that, we just got into the mood of saying scary stories. We were talking about duendes. We were talking about, mostly I remember duendes, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. We were talking about duendes. If you guys don't know what duendes are little elves. They are troublemakers. They're known to be troublemakers. They love candy. They love braiding hair. These are things that I've heard. And they love a lot of cochinero. They love living in dirty mess. And my grandma decides to tell us that there is duendes next door, in the next door neighbor's house. And we were shitting bricks. Everyone's all spooked. We don't want to go to bed. Me, my sister, my older sister, we need to go to bed because we had to wake up early to get on the road. We don't want to go to bed. So when the time comes, we were deciding, oh, who's gonna sleep in the window? Who's gonna sleep near the window? No one wanted to sleep near the window because we share windows with the neighbor, and for all you know, maybe that duende is just gonna open, get out of the house and enter our room, because we had to sleep with our ventanas open, our windows open, because it's hot in Mexico in the summer. So we had to leave the windows open. I think it was me sleeping next to the window. I feel like it. I think it was me or Leslie. I'm not sure who it was. But soon later, we all went to sleep. But honestly, yo pelando ojo, because like, we're talking about duendes, and I was like, no, they ain't gonna catch me slipping. So I was light sleeping. I do remember that. And when I woke up in the middle of the night, I started to hear chains coming from, I think it was up in the azotea or it was next door, but all I know it was up above me. And I was like, oh hell no, is this the duendes? Like, what a coincidence. But I feel like we summoned them with that talk of my grandma. I whispered my sister's name, not Leslie, my older sister. I whispered her name and she was awake, and I was like, do you hear that? And she was like, yeah, I do. And then my sister tries to wake up my other sister, Leslie, my middle sister. My sister goes crazy on us. She's yelling. She's like yelling, and she jumps from this bed, from our bed to the other bed. There was twin beds in that room where my aunt was sleeping in. We were like, well, Leslie, calm down. What is wrong? What's wrong? We have to calm her down and then explain to her what the hell was going on. But that woke up my grandparents. My grandparents checked up on what was going on, like why was Leslie yelling. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. We honestly forgot about the chains moving, but apparently what I hear about chains, supposedly if you hear chains, that means that the devil is around, which scares me most. I'd rather it to be duendes than the devil himself. So now another experience that I have with the paranormal that happened to me in Mexico was, it actually happened last year in this time, like around December. So last year we were staying at my cousin's house, and by this time it was nighttime. I want to say maybe 12:1, and we thought it was a good idea to watch The Conjuring. Not a good idea, especially in Mexico. I don't know if you guys seen The Conjuring, but the part where the girl's gonna come out of the closet or something, like the most intense scene, something decides to happen. in their bathroom they have a big tambo, like a big, I'll show a picture, but that is filled with water usually, or half of water, it doesn't matter, it's filled with water, and that thing decides to fall by itself when that part comes out. My heart fell out of my ass. Like I was distraught. Like I was like, what the hell? Like that is, like, imagine, like, if the lights are off, you're watching The Conjuring, and then you hear in the bathroom not far from you something falls by itself, and it's a loud bang. We were all freaking out. We were like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Honestly, the thing could have fell by itself and be a coincidence and not be paranormal. But come on, right at the dot, you guys, right when it was intense, right when it happened, that happened. I don't know, weird. But before I forget, I want to talk back. Remember about La Llorona story where my aunt's house? That house, my aunt's house is so... it's haunted. I'm just gonna say it, it's haunted. My aunt has seen shadows, she has seen black shadows, but she also has seen a lady. She has seen a full apparition of a lady. She doesn't know who this lady is, what she wants, but she would continue to see her. But an experience that happened to me, your girl Daisy, what happened was, this was not the last time I went to Mexico. This was when I was a senior in high school, so a couple years ago. The day we arrived at my aunt's house, you know, we're talking in the living room. I was sitting behind my mom. My mom was in her own chair, and I'm like kneeling next to her, I don't know if that makes sense. And my brother is on the opposite side of my mom's armchair, and we were listening to the chisme, and then I feel someone touch me with these two fingers, with, like, it felt like two fingers going in my hip, my waist hip area. Like I felt it dug into me ever so softly, but not softly. Like it felt like pressure, like it felt like two fingers went like that. And I looked to my brother, I was like, Uti, I thought he was playing tricks on me. He was dead on looking into he was into the plática. He was not paying attention to me, and my brother is not a good actor like that, to be like so posed and just looking at the plática, like listening to the plática. No, my brother would be laughing and it wasn't me, but he did not even know what I was talking about. He was like, ew. He was like, what do you want? And I was freaking out. Right when I saw his face, I knew it was something paranormal, because no. My tia has said that they have pulled hair in that house, but to only one specific person. It's one of my cousin's wife or girlfriend, I don't know what she is, and they pulled her hair like multiple times. So I believe that was paranormal. Thankfully it wasn't nothing like that, because I would feel like they disrespecting me now. And recently I told that experience, I can't talk and do this at the same time. And recently I told that same experience, what happened to me when they touched me. I told that to Bella. Remember Bella? I don't know if you guys remember Bella. Bella, I mentioned her in this video. Check this video out. This video is so intense, more intense than this video. Bella actually told me that happened to her too, downstairs in that same house. Downstairs when she was washing something. She was like in the patio, in the courtyard area. She was right there, and they touched her. They touched her in the hip waist area. I guess this girl's got a thing for waist and hip area, because come on, ya van dos veces, 2 times that they have touched the same place. It's so creepy to think that it was a ghost, like a ghost touched me like that, like, you know, like. And thankfully that's the first and hopefully the last time they do that, because you kind of feel crazy, like, did I really feel that, like, or is my mind just playing tricks on me? But once my cousin's wife Bella told me that they touched her too, I was like, nope, they did touch me. They did. If you guys happen to have paranormal experiences that have happened in Mexico, let me know down below. DM me, let me know in the comments, let me know. I love hearing about paranormal experiences, especially when they happen in Mexico, because Mexico does not play around. Okay, so that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want to continue to see these videos. If you guys have a specific thing you guys want me to talk about, duendes, lechuzas, like, let me know so I can do that video for you. So if you guys did like, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.